Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. Knoll, and I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update here and kind of walk you through how to get through the course and the way the course is set up. So first we got here, I pulled up the instructor's office here, the professor's office, and just wanted to point out that basically this number here, which is my office phone number, does forward now to my cell phone. So anytime that you need to reach me, you can just go ahead and you can dial that, leave me a message, and then that way, when I get a second, I can give you a call back. That call back may occur from a Skype number, so just be prepared for that. The second part of this is obviously my office hours will change. I'm basically planning on being online pretty much every day between 9 and noon. So if you need to reach out to me during that time frame, you can. You can certainly email me, and I can give you my Skype info and some of the other apps that I'm familiar with, Zoom and those types of things, to be able to reach out to you and talk to you about anything that you might need, anything from course advice to how to get something done in the course, or not quite sure how things are. So those types of things will be helpful to you as we go forward. So just dial that number there, leave me a voicemail if I don't pick up right away, and then I'll get back to you as soon as I can through a number of other mediums. So what we have here is the syllabus here. I just wanted to point out that the syllabus itself, so as it changes, there you go, will not change. The only difference is the participation now will be divided up with your weekly assignments that we have left. So, the 6 weeks we have left of classes will be divided, and your participation will be divided between the discussions and the assignments that I've got posted for you. As we go down the list here, okay, you'll see there's weeks here. We've been kind of using them all along. I've been putting stuff in there for you guys to take a look at. But realistically, now we'll start in week 11. There will be a week 16 that'll pop in here probably tomorrow as I finish up the week and put in things like the final exam and those types of things. So we'll start out in week 10, which is this week, which really kind of goes now through Monday, which is the ethics case. Most of you guys are working on that. I did want to point out that I did actually post the case here for you. So if you did have any problems reaching out that, and again, if you're having problems at all with internet service or those types of things, I'll certainly be willing to help you out, as well as trying to help you through it and providing some suggestions for you. So this is basically all that's here in week 10. Week 11 really kind of starts our format for the rest of the week out. As soon as it changes, there we go. You'll see here, you'll see each week I'll have posted here kind of a summary for the week. Now, this week I kind of left it pretty basic. Sometimes I may throw some other topics in there, some interesting read, especially because this is ethics and we're into a whole new world of things that pertain to the ethical world as we go forward here. I was reading a post this morning, for instance, on their attaching strings to helping out the airlines through this crisis. So definitely an interesting round on the ethics part of this. So you might see that pop up next week for a little bit more of a discussion, maybe some extra credit discussion and those types of things, just some interesting topics. Also on the bottom here, you'll have a list of basically what I call the deliverables. This week we're working on a discussion, an assignment, and then we have the self-assessments and a quiz and MindTap. Those will be, the MindTap for this course will be probably up before the end of the weekend, and you'll start to see that kind of pop in as we go down through here. You'll see that pop in at the bottom here with what assignments that you're going to need to be doing in those. I'm waiting on now for the syncing to happen between the course and Cengage, and that's taking a little bit of longer time due to the situation we're under. So here, what we've got here is this week's discussion is a discussion board on corporate ethics, which is, if you come down here, you can see this is the discussion, corporate ethics. I'll outline the assignment here. of what you're expected to kind of do. In this case, we're talking about corporations. I've given you a few articles to kind of get yourself started, but that's not by no means the limit of what you can do. However, this is a discussion, so you'll need to post at least a one-page document, basically detailing kind of the items and the questions I'm looking to have answered. Making sure that's in an APA style format, okay, just like you would a paper, but there's no title pages or anything like that, just a plain one-page kind of summary of what those opinions are, and any references that you used for it. And then you'll access that by clicking on this. Okay, so as you click on this and it comes up, okay, you will actually go ahead and put in here. Yours may not look like this because this is mine where I can see everybody's, but it'll look pretty similar. It'll tell you who authored it. So what you're going to do here is going to create a thread, okay? And when you create a thread, this is what pops up, okay? And what you can do is if you've done your posting in a Word document, you just cut and paste that right into here, and then put in the subject line anything from discussion for week 11, okay? But you can go ahead and copy all that into there, hit submit, and then you're good to go. Now, when you come back here into this, it will actually post as you see me post here, okay? So there'll be a bunch of them down there depending on who the author is. So there should be about 23 or 24 of them in here. So when you get done with that, okay, then you're going to see what you can do is if you want to respond to this one, okay, because you have to respond each week to 2 of these, okay. So this will bring up somebody else's, whoever you're commenting on, and you'll read it. And then what you'll do is basically in a short paragraph, and that's not one sentence like I agree. It's it's 5 or 6 sentences into a paragraph that you may agree or you may not agree with what the person is saying. And in this case, we kind of won't all agree because it's ethics. So what I want you to do is go ahead, and then what you'll do here is you'll hit the reply button, okay, and then it pops up. You can change the subject field if you want to, and then go ahead and put that one paragraph right here and then hit submit. You'll do that 2 times each week, or for each discussion, I should say, because some weeks have more discussions than others, okay? So that kind of concludes basically the discussion board. And then I will grade that accordingly, okay? And this one here shows these discussions that I've already gotten set up here. One talking about the living wage, what would you do, employee privacy, okay, corporate ethics. I just started the one in corporate ethics so we could take a look at that. So these are kind of all the weeks going forward, or what our discussions are. Maybe not all of them, but it's pretty close to them, because a couple of weeks we have more than one discussion. So then we'll come back over here to look at the assignment. So we'll go back over to week 11. Okay. And then what we have here are, so what we have here is basically the next one down here would be the assignment, which is a code of ethics. So this could be here, you'll see this is more of a kind of a short paper, a 1 to 3 page, basically a 2 to 3 page paper, making sure you reference it again, because here you will probably need some references. May not be quite as much of a personal opinion. This one here is talking about, the code of ethics is the foundation of the cornerstone of a company. So I'm asking you to research 3 different companies for their code of ethics, and then kind of figure out what you think would be a good code of ethics for you. So that would be a 2 to 3 page paper, kind of giving me an outline of what the code of ethics say for the 3 companies you chose, and then tell me what you would do for that assignment as far as what you would do if you were starting your own business and what your code of ethics would look like. So those would be kind of the way the week goes. From here on out, you'll see a couple weeks may have double discussions and no assignment. Just depends on the topic and how I felt about it and how I wanted to access it. Okay. You'll also sometimes see in this welcome message or this message for the week, you'll see me pop in some videos or some other things that, might just be interesting. They might pertain to what we're doing this week, and just take a look at those types of things. So if we go down here to towards the end here, again, we'll also have 2 more exams, and those will appear in the weeks that they're coming into. And I think there's one will be in 16. The other one I think is in 12. Let me see. I think it might be in 12. Okay, so we'll, and what you'll see is then this one here happens to be a double discussion, as you can see. And what will appear, the exam will appear down here. You just click on it. It will have a proctor attached to it. So you may have some things, but I'll have a separate video on that coming out later as far as what we need to do as far as making sure your computer is compatible with Proctorio, and those types of things before, and how to take the exam. The first exam when it's due, I'll plop a video in walking you guys through that as well. Since pretty much it is just the exams now from here on out, and then we have and then of course we have basically, the ethics case is already done. So we're pretty well set as long as you guys make the discussions and the rest of that all the way through. Just in the last week, you're probably just going to see, oh yes, the course summary, that's what it is. In week 15, we're going to talk a little bit about the course summary, 2 to 3 pages, and kind of think about what the summary was for the whole course. And I know it's a crazy mixed up time, and this is kind of not what we were looking for, obviously, for a great discussion. But it will be, I think you can still see that we'll be covering quite a bit of material. It's just going to be covered a little bit differently, and understandable that yes, it's going to be now more nonverbal in nature. It'll be more, a little bit more writing, and those types of things. You'll see me pop in a couple of videos as we go along here, mainly the one definitely on the exam and how to take it. So that way you can completely understand that. Just to make sure everybody understands, I'm definitely here for you. You can reach out to me with any questions. I know this is not ideal. This is not what anybody wanted. That's kind of where we're at the moment. We can definitely make the best of it. I think we're definitely going to make this educational. I have plenty of online teaching experience, so I can definitely be adding in some different tools and those types of things to keep the course interesting. But I hope everybody has a great weekend. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through any of those numbers. Thank you.